Hello, Alex.
Hi.
Thanks a lot for visiting us at our new warehouse after to be present with us at the Nantes fishing show. It was a big show, and all the pro staff were very happy to meet you. You are here as the boss and CEO of North Fork Composites, a premium and high-end brand in the making blanks in the US. North Fork Composite celebrated 10 years.
Yeah.
You have in your blank lineup HM, EM, SM, Zentron, X-Ray. What's next?
Yeah. So, first of all, congratulations on not just opening your new facility, but on the success that you have in Europe. Where we have been working together with you as our exclusive partner for over 6 years.
Yeah.
And the amount of time that you have spent not just developing the rod building market here in Europe, but building, training, educating. The amount of people at the Nantes show was incredible, and I know that everybody was overwhelmed with the questions that were being asked.
Yeah.
It's a little special to me about the 10-year mark of any company in the rod building industry. There's a lot of companies that come and go. New companies come in. After a couple of years, you don't hear from them anymore. So it's the celebration is a little bittersweet. We're thrilled to be around, and we are looking forward to the next 10 years.
Yeah.
It's the exciting part is rod building globally, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. Right now is kind of going through a renaissance. There's definitely a revival. And it's amazing to see what's happening in every location with rod building specifically. The only thing that was a little bit shocking is there's some weird guy protesting outside with a sign that says, "For the salvation of your soul, resist rod building." Must be one of the retail partners.
It was crazy, but my security guard take care of this guy.
So, over the last 5 years or so, we have received a ton of feedback, not just from you, but from your pro staff, from your partners. And there's one thing that's consistent in all the feedback is travel. Travel.
Yeah.
A lot of people are destination traveling. The world is getting a little bit smaller, so people are going to Christmas Island, people are going to the Bahamas. And the one thing that you will see from North Fork Composites is within every one of our blank lineups, HM, IM, SM, X-ray, is you will see travel blanks. You will see 3-piece, 4-piece, 5-piece, nice and compact, so that you can put those blanks in a suitcase when you fly. It's interesting. The way we travel in the US is completely different than what happens at the rest of the world. I could not bring a very big parcel with me on an airplane because there's just a size restriction. You're just not allowed to take it. And it's evident to us that this segment is not only growing, that it's very active, but it's much needed. So I know that we've talked a lot about various types of travel blanks, but you will see from North Fork in the next couple of months.
What a news!
Travel.
Okay, yeah. Because in the rod building culture, it was mainly about one-piece blanks. So
yes,
that's big news.
And we still believe that the best blank that you can make is a one-piece blank because of the action. I don't think anybody is arguing that, but. If I'm traveling somewhere and I can't bring an 8.5-foot blank with me, I'm gonna do the best that I can to bring something that I can fish and enjoy that I have that's a quality blank.
And you bring with you a new prototype of tuna blank.
Yes.
With a new ferrule it's really amazing. That's the first thing. I saw 1,000 of blanks, and it's the first thing I see something as beautiful. This is perfect.
The credit goes to Kim. We'll talk about him a little bit later. He is a tuna fanatic. But the important part about that design is there's no action changing in the butt, but you have all the action in the tip, and then you can have multiple tips. So it's very convenient for a rod builder
with the same
butt. This design originated in Japan. We know that it's very successful there because of the way that they travel as well. So you will see more of that type of lineup from North Fork to make it easier for rod builders.
Excellent news. Excellent news. Can you say something about about a new developments in blank technology? What are your axes, of research and development?
Yeah. So right now, really what we're working on is, there are thousands of really good fibers available.
Yeah.
HM fibers, IM fibers. Really the next breakthrough that we're looking at is resin systems. And here's the reason why. We know that one of the issues with high modulus fibers is their durability. So they are not as durable as other fibers like a standard modulus or intermediate modulus.
Light and sensitive, but not as solid.
Yes, there's a drawback. And really what we're focusing on as a company to not just rod builders, but OEMs in the industry is how do we protect that fiber?
Okay.
So what you will see from North Fork Composites in the next couple of months, and definitely before ICAST, is some releases about patented technology that has been submitted, that has been filed. And really what it does is protect the fiber. It's something that surrounds the fiber and makes sure that even when the fiber is under load or there's a side impact, that the fiber is protected. So the breakthrough that we're seeing right now in the composites from our end, where we think it can make the most impact, because we love our fiber, we love the SM fiber that we use, we know our customers love it, is how do we protect it? How do we make sure that when you spend all this work, time, energy, effort building a beautiful rod, how do you protect it from an accident? So resin systems, resin matrices is really going to be the next move.
If I understand well, the fisherman protects their rod, protects their blank, and your job is to protect the fiber.
Yes.
With the resin.
Yes. Yeah. And you have to have it. You have to have it in a way where the fiber still remains sensitive, the action still remains the same. So you're not altering the performance of the rod, but really what you're doing is you're making it more durable.
Okay. And what about nanotech, graphene, and so on? We're all about. Is it technobabble, or what's your point of view?
A large portion of it is technobabble. Graphene, nanotechnology exists, but it's not directly applicable to what we do in fishing. And here's the reason why. Every 5 years, 10 years, 7 years, especially the rod builders that are watching, that have been in the industry for a long time, they have heard it all. Boron
that's
fiber.
Right. I remember. This is not new. This is
Kevlar. Kevlar is going to save the world. It's new. Aramids, various types of hybridized fiber. And the truth of the matter is, just because there's a fiber that has awesome properties doesn't make it the best fiber for fishing. I like what Gary says. He says he built thousands of blanks for companies out of boron, out of Kevlar, but he never put his name on any of those blanks. He never introduced it as a Gary blank.
Brilliant.
He has this unique formula where weight is a deterrent to performance. People have watched his interviews, and we have to follow the formula that he has mandated to us, which is, okay, a new fiber came out. The first question is it light? Is it lighter than what we currently have? If it passes the first test, time for the second test, kind of like in school. The second test is it as strong? Is it as strong as the fiber that we have? If it passes the second test, third test, is it as sensitive? Now, very rarely you have fiber that it matches all three. When it does, something magical happens and it gets incorporated into not just our resin matrix, but other companies that are developing constantly, always learning, always introduce it. The trouble that we see with words like nanotech and graphene is that you can get a rod or a blank with nanotech or graphene that costs a lot less than a carbon blank because it's coming from some certain place that can't verify the nature of that fiber. There's no quality certificate about how it was manufactured. So it sells on the merits of marketing, but not really on the merits of performance. And it's your job and it's my job to really do the best we can to educate our customers, but it's also the rod builder's responsibility to do as much research as they can before they buy into whatever the next thing that's going to happen in the carbon fiber industry. So right now, and we play with a lot of fiber. 3 years ago, actually more than that, about 5 years ago, I think 3M came out with a nano Powerlux resin, and we've received the very first material that they've made of that, and we ran blanks on it. And I can tell you that we've received pre-preg with graphene, we received pre-preg with nanotech, but it has to follow the formula that Gary has established, at least for our company, and our other companies can be different. But if it's not lighter, if it's not stronger, if it's not more sensitive, it doesn't make it into a blank
they have
lineup.
to pass the 3 test.
Yeah.
Okay. What is happening to world building around the world? This is huge. This is stable. What's happening?
You know, I think the best that I can describe it, and this is reinforced by the Nantes show just now. Rod building is undergoing a bit of a renaissance. Okay. You know, and the only way that I can describe this is rod building now has become global, and the world has become smaller because you have a rod builder in Egypt that now is talking to a rod builder in Seattle, that is talking to a rod builder.
Rod building village.
You have just this massive information exchange of something new that's happening. And the great thing is, rod building is an art. You know, it's a passion. Everybody has their own unique style, and they express their style within the rod build. Yeah. So it's never been easier to find a customer on the other side of the world that says, I really, really, really love this style. It's also never been harder because there's a lot of fishing rods in the market. I mean, the big elephant in the room is there's millions and millions and millions of rods coming from China to everywhere, all over the world, and you are competing with a massive amount of stuff that's coming over, to France, to the U.S., to Russia, to China, to Japan, and it makes it difficult to differentiate. You know, the rod builder really has to be something different, something unique. But I think the world is shifting away from this massive purchasing mentality where they want something unique. Yeah. You know, I go to McDonald's obviously sometimes to have a hamburger, but if I want a really good burger or a steak, that's not where I go. You know, I go to a chef who's an artisan, who spent time, who's did the research, and that's something that's truly special. I think as you become more professional in your fishing career, you end up becoming more professional, more choosy.
You need to build tools to fish better.
Absolutely.
And do you think that rod building works, as a laboratory with a lot of invention, research?
I love that. Yeah. That's such a. I'm going to steal that from you and use that as a descriptive term. Yes. You know, I'll be honest that rod builders are not the easiest people to work with.
They're not.
They're very particular. Everybody has their style. Everybody has their wants. You know, the amount of emails that we receive back. Hey, this blank is not perfect. It's not crooked. The spine is not prominent. It's a challenge. It's a challenge, but it makes companies better. Yeah. You know, I never take that as negative feedback when I see that, because I think rod builders genuinely push the design envelope. Yeah. Gary started as a rod builder.
Gary was a rod builder.
He made his first rod. The story is famous now, a fly rod that he could not find, a steelhead rod. So rod building is very close to us, and you know, as much as we whether recognize it or not, rod builders, they are the ones that are driving whatever's new in the industry. Yeah. You know, the carbon fiber grips that everybody's using right now with the sleeve. It started in a garage in a rod builder somewhere, and now it's catching the industry like wildfire because it's something that works. It's something that's practical. So rod builders are a very special type of individual where, you know, when they are doing their design process, somebody's going to come out with something new.
In France, you know, and in Europe, that's about no for grip style for the handles. That's about acid guides for vertical fishing and so on. And it reminds me a point about you said ridiculous, dangerous, evident, something.
There's a. I hope I'm getting this quote right, but there's a quote in the U.S. First they laugh at you, then they mock you, then they fear you, then you win. Yes. You know, it's true, that natural progression of what happens. You know, the thing that amazes me the most is the group of people that you have spent training over the last 10 years here in Europe. After stopping by and just visiting with him at the Nantes show, you know, I interviewed somebody who's on your pro staff who's a PhD. He's a professor of composites. Yeah. I also interviewed somebody who's a PhD and has a professor of philosophy. Yeah. And then I talked to a wonderful rod builder who works at the dock. Now, I can tell you, I don't know if there are more people with a professor of composites, the professor of philosophy, or the guy that's working the dock. Everybody has a unique style.
Yeah.
You know, when a customer walks by and they don't discriminate, they don't know whose background, they like a style, they appreciate a style, and they go talk to the rod builder that make that. So what I like about rod building is it's a leveler. You know, it levels the playing field between you and the customer. If they like and appreciate your style, they're going to want to spend all the time with you. And that to me is the amazing part about rod building. It's a way to express your art to other people that appreciate the same thing.
To create your own tools to fish, all the better.
Yeah.
And how is Gary doing? And who is also designing blanks at the North Fork Composites?
So if you talk to Gary, he is always perfect. He is always amazing. What I appreciate is that he comes to the factory every single day.
Yeah. I met him when I visited you 3 years ago. I remember. Yeah.
He says that he's no longer a spring chicken, and that means that he's not very young anymore. Yeah, spring chicken. The cool thing about North Fork Composites is we have really gathered, I think, one of the best design teams in the industry. Yeah. So not just Gary, but we have Al Jackson. Al Jackson is the creator of Lose Speed Sticks. He's the creator of various designs in the composites. They're very famous in golf.
Carrot stick, if I remember.
Yeah. He was the designer for the very early part of carrot sticks. Yeah. He lives and breathes bass and fly. Yeah. This is his forte. He does this very, very well. And you know, there's a quote that is iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another. It's very true with the design team at North Fork Composites. I can tell you that the X-ray, that the hybrids, that the linen, it's a collaboration between Gary, AJ, and Kim. Yeah. Kim is our VP of manufacturing. He's the youngest of the three.
Kim, cool guy. Yeah.
He is passionate about saltwater. Okay. You know, this is the interesting thing about designers is if they are passionate towards something, that's what they want to design for. So when tuna season opens up, you know, Kim takes all of his vacation time and he is gone.
We do exactly the same. Yeah.
So with AJ, you know, it's bass fishing and with fly. So what you will see is Gary has established a formula, and this formula is available for every rod builder, for any factory, and it's a simple formula, but it's truth. Weight is a deterrent to performance. Yeah. And everything that we design for follows that specific premise. So new fiber, is it light? Is it as sensitive? Is it as strong? Now, yes, Gary has years of mandrel design technique, years of material composites, and that is secret special sauce to what we have, which is our intellectual property. But in terms of design, there is a team at North Fork Composites that is continuing to innovate, that is continuing to learn from Gary. You know, he calls us his spaceships going into the future.
This is a fabulous one, a legacy. Yeah.
And you know, absolute truth. He treats this as his legacy. He wants to make the best product that he has ever made now, because for him, this is what he sees as the next thing.
It is about Blanc, or it is about love? This is crazy. Fishing love.
I don't know. You know, I think he is such a unique individual. He is completely unthreatened by talent. If you say that you can make something better than him, he wants to learn from you. He wants to hire you. He wants to love you. This is, for him, it's about product. And that's what you'll see with us, is no technobabble, no BS, product. You know, and the focus that you'll see from North Fork Composites is laser focus on product delivery, because that's what we want to do. We want to make a performance fishing tool.
Wow. Alex, thank you so much for all you learned to us, for the visit at the show, for the visit in our warehouse. It's really for us at the Rodhouse a fabulous experience. We all the pro staffer were very glad to meet you. So thanks a lot.
No, thank you for having me here. The hospitality, your team, your pro staff, the Not Fishing Show. France is such an amazing place. But you know, the one thing that I want to give you credit for is 10 years ago, rod building was relatively unknown in Western Europe. Yeah. You know, it took you a lot of work, not just to start, but to educate, to train. It's the age-old joke, you know, 10 years of hard work and then suddenly you're an overnight success. I
remember your sentence.
I'm not just thrilled to have you our exclusive partner in Europe, but the amount of love and care that you show in educating people that are building the rod for the first time is amazing. It takes a lot of patience. You know, that's how I can describe you. You have a lot of patience for people that are doing it for the first time. So if you're a rod builder and you're watching this and this is your first time and you're trying to get into rod building, there's a lot of videos on Rodhouse about how you can do it right. You can do it in the comfort of your living room. You can do it in the comfort of your home. You don't need a lot of tools. Just bring your art, bring your passion, bring your questions. They have a wonderful forum. There's dedicated Facebook groups to help you pick stuff out. I'm glad that Renaissance is Renaissance is a word that is very applicable to Europe, because I do see this happening globally now, and I'm glad that Rodhouse is leading the fight in Europe. So thank you
for that.
Thank you.